This Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson movie wrecked me. Harder than most dramas this year, actually. It starts like a cute, feel-good music romance, and then absolutely punches your soul. We're talking tribute band dreams, cheap bar gigs, Neil Diamond sing-alongs, and then one brutal accident that changes everything. This is Song Sung Blue. Let's talk about why this thing hits way harder than the trailer sells you. Song Sung Blue is a 2025 drama based on the true story of Mike and Claire Sardina, a real married couple from Milwaukee. Hugh Jackman plays Mike, a blue-collar guy with big showman energy. Kate Hudson plays Claire, who starts as a fan and becomes his partner in life and on stage. Together, they build a Neil Diamond tribute band called Lightning and Thunder. Now, on paper, that sounds like a quirky, offbeat music romance, right? You know the type. Couple falls in love, sing Sweet Caroline to drunk strangers, then fade out in a happy crowd in a big cheesy final song. Well, that's not this movie at all. What you actually get is a story about two people who build their entire identity, relationship, and sense of purpose around this act. And then life absolutely tests every damn part of that. And sure, we see them on the way up. The gigs get bigger, the costumes get flashier, the crowds begin to actually even know their damn names. And just when you're settling into that feel-good music movie groove, this film pivots hard. Claire's in a horrific accident that costs her a leg. From that point on, it's not. Can they make it as a tribute band? It's actually, can they survive this as a couple? Can they keep this dream alive when getting on stage now comes with pain and limitations? And a totally, completely different reality. If you ever wrapped your identity around something creative, this setup might already be hitting kind of close to home. What really works in this movie is how grounded the world feels. You're not watching glossy arenas and perfectly lit sound stages. You're in union halls, small town festivals, bars where half the crowd's there for Neil Diamond and the other half is there for the 2-for-1 beer special. You see the hustle. It never feels like a fantasy about fame. It feels like a shit ton of work. A job that just happens to involve sequins and spotlights. If you ever been in a band, done theater, stand-up, hell, even a church choir, tell me in the comments if this grind sounds familiar. Hugh Jackman is locked in as Mike. On stage, he's got that larger-than-life thing he does so damn well. He sells that Neil Diamond swagger without turning it into a parody. You absolutely buy that in this world. People keep coming back to see Lightning and Thunder, but offstage you can see the cracks in the armor, the insecurity, the stubbornness, the way his whole sense of self is tied to this act. So when it gets threatened, it can cause some problems. Kate Hudson might be doing some of her best work in years here. Claire starts as this burst of warmth and support, but the movie does not leave her in that supportive wife territory. We see her as a performer in her own right, someone who also loves the stage, and as someone who's allowed to be angry, scared, and exhausted when everything changes after the accident. Some of the best scenes are the small ones between them. That moment when she's thinking she's on stage performing. This is where the film really got me. I've seen a lot of music movies. Most of them talk about the big game, about the cost of the dream. But to me, this one is one of the few that really shows it. Physically, emotionally, financially. This first act plays like a charming, slightly corny music romance. You're thinking to yourself, okay, I know this movie. This is gonna be cute and feel good. Then that damn accident happens, and the whole tone shifts. But it doesn't turn into misery. It feels like life catching up to two people who thought their biggest problem was just getting better stage lighting. From there, the film leans into this so close feeling where you just feel like you almost made it, and you were so close. I mean, they're close to breaking through, close to financial stability, close to some version of their dream. And the heartbreak is watching them try to hold on to that. When Claire's recovery, medical bills, and Mike's desperation are pulling everything apart. If you've ever chased a creative dream past that point of logic, this middle stretch of the movie is going to sting a little. One thing I love is how much the movie understands the joy of performance. When you watch Mike and Claire on stage, you can feel how much they need that connection with the crowd. There are a couple of musical set pieces where the camera just stays on their faces. You can literally see the two people lighting up in the faces as the crowd starts to sing along. The movie makes it very clear. This isn't just about cover bands. This is their way of existing in the world. They're not reinventing music. They're not writing the next great songbook. They're giving people a night where they can forget their own problems and scream Sweet Caroline at a stranger. And there's something deeply moving about watching them try to keep giving that to other people, even when their own lives are falling apart. That sharing the gift idea hits hard. especially if you're a creator of any kind. Now, I do have my Milwaukee complaint. This movie swears it's set in Milwaukee. I mean, they even mention Milwaukee things. But once upon a time, someone who actually lived there, like myself, I recognized none of that shit. This is less Milwaukee and more Vancouver wearing a Brewers hat. To be fair, it doesn't ruin anything, but this movie would have been even better filmed in Milwaukee, because Milwaukee is a vibe. But this movie is clearly focusing on the relationship and the music. And it's not doing a tourism ad, so I get it. But if you know the city, trust me, you're going to side-eye it a little bit. Beyond that, some people might feel like the third act leans a bit too hard into the inspirational music drama formula. You can see some of the emotional bits coming. For me, the difference is in how the movie treats these characters. It doesn't turn them into saints. It doesn't turn them into some sort of cautionary tale. It just lets them be messy, flawed, and human. At its core, Song Sung Blue is about the cost of holding on to a dream. The physical cost for Claire, the emotional and financial cost for both of them. The strain it puts on their marriage when it's no longer about making it. It's about surviving. The movie doesn't glamorize their sacrifices, but it also doesn't judge them either. It's not interested in building a legend. It's interested in showing what it looks like when regular people try to live out a fantasy under very unglamorous circumstances. If you've ever chased anything creative, YouTube, music, writing, hell, whatever, you'll probably see pieces of yourself in this. And that feeling of being almost there. That late night conversation with yourself. And how much more you can give. Song Sung Blue doesn't tie that up in a neat bow. It gives you some hope, some heartbreak, and it lets you sit in that complicated middle. For me, Song Sung Blue is a beautifully bittersweet music drama that really had me in my feels, with 2 killer lead performances, and a story that hits way harder than the marketing suggested. If heartbreak music movies are your kryptonite, this definitely belongs on your watch list. If you got a favorite movie music documentary that absolutely emotionally destroyed you, drop it in the comments. I want to know what did it for you. And if you like Under the Radar Films actor showcases and emotional, slightly painful deep cuts like this, hit that subscribe button and stick around. We got more to talk about. This Troil Talks, take care, and I'll see you next time.